Let's unpack this with our editor, Mmanaledi Mataboge-Mashetla. Mmanaledi, we just heard that breaking news. We also heard from the DA now saying that the projection is certainly on track with what they are tracking as well. What's your take on it?
Good morning, Jeda. Listen, for the Western Cape, it doesn't come as a surprise because the DA has entrenched itself in the people, the voters rather, of the Western Cape. It's going to be very difficult. It's not almost impossible in the next 5 or 10 years for the ANC to unseat the DA in the Western Cape. If anything, if there's anything that can shake the DA in the Western Cape, it's probably a coalition. You know, of the ANC and other parties. But on its own, I don't think the ANC can do anything. And when you look at their track record, and they use that almost all the time, the track record of the province and of the city of Cape Town as their metro, you know, on service delivery. Their metro has on many occasions won international awards, you know, for the best service delivery. The Western Cape, as much as it's got its own inequalities that everyone can see and everyone does experience and talks about it, but there's more good than bad that we see in public from the DA-governed Western Cape.
We'll continue to unpack the dynamics there later with our political analyst, but I want to just quickly ask you about what we just heard Tertius saying there about some people leaving the queues late last night because you get there were still about 1,000 people in the queue and some people just gave up.
I think that's another thing that the IEC needs to acknowledge and say we were short on this part, because there were several problems, you know. They differed from one province to the next, one voting district to the next. But the elephant in the room for most of them was that Section 24A, that people didn't know that they needed to apply at least by the 17th of May. But again, you've got another group of people that could never have foreseen that they would be out of their voting districts. I mean, just yesterday someone mentioned a policeman, for instance, who gets deployed. It's a work commitment. How do you say to your boss, I'm sorry, I cannot be deployed to this area because I need to vote on the day? Of course you can't say that. But there are many people who, besides work purposes, had like those family dynamics that couldn't allow them to vote. People who have funerals in another province, for instance, what do? Do you dump your family because you need to vote? Of course you can't vote. So I think that amendment to the Electoral Act that introduced Section 24A disadvantaged a lot of people.